Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and you're watching this on Xanadu Castle. And yes, we're gonna be doing a book haul. Everyone's favorite thing they love to watch on BookTube is talking about people buying up a bunch of books and that they probably won't read for like the next couple months or even to the next couple of years. Yeah, well, no, the reason why I like doing these types of videos is because I know on my main channel I like doing like pickup videos every once in a while where I like to talk about all the different things I get, and hopefully someone else out there has like seen it or like has read it or something, and they can tell me a little bit about it if they have. And it's always fun to have it, make it more discussion based rather than just just trying to be a show off there. But yeah, anyways though, yeah, so that's going to be today's video. I do have two other ones planned, so hopefully I can get around to getting those to soon. But yes, so before we get to it though, I just want to say that I know I haven't been super active on this channel, and that's just because I've just been so busy with many other things. I love too many things. I have too many hobbies, so sometimes it's hard for me to keep track of like one thing at a time. But of course, when it comes to reading though, I do read every day. It's just, well, I'm just not a very fast reader, and on top of that too, like a lot of the books I've been like wanting to read are like really long, so it doesn't really help things. So that's why like things right now are just kind of going at a snail's pace. But of course, like I said, I got two other discussional videos coming up soon, and they will be the my favorite endings in books and manga, and I'm also gonna do a video on a Would You Rather that I watched recently that I thought was very fun. So yeah, I'm gonna get to the Would You Rather first, and then the ending one. So without further ado, let's just talk about some books that I bought. Alright, so first we're going to start with the novels, and then we're going to be getting right into the manga stuff at the end. So obviously I'm going to put some timestamps for anyone that that likes one thing more than the other, or if you like both, then then feel free to just watch the whole thing. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is that I actually bought a Stephen King book that I've never actually owned until now, and that happens to be Under the Dome. Yes, I got this this paperback copy. Normally, I usually go for the hardcovers for King books, just because he's one of my favorite authors, and plus I tend to like the hardcovers. Like, I find they look a lot cooler for most of them, but this is actually one instance where I actually kind of like the paperback copy better than the hardcover one. Though, well, I mean, it's trade paperback, so obviously it's bigger too, which is nice, because, yeah, reading a thick-ass book like this in a tiny, paperback, like mass market, yeah, that'd be really annoying to deal with. But anyways, so yes, obviously I never read this one before. I always thought it was interesting, and of course I remember when I watched the Simpsons movie, and then I heard about this book, I was like, wait a minute, isn't that like similar? Yeah, there was actually a whole weird thing about that. Alright, and as for the next one we got here, this one's like kind of related to King, because this was actually one of his favorite authors when he was growing up. In fact, before when Stephen King became a famous writer, when he was a teacher, he actually used to read his books to his students, which is cool. In case you don't know who that is, that happens to be John D. MacDonald, and this is a part of his long-running series where every book is like named after like some sort of color into it, and this one is Cinnamon Skin. And yeah, so from what I remember, like obviously like that's like one of the main reasons why I was interested in wanting to try out these books, but also like they kind of sound like fun like mystery thrillers, and with some like action and maybe a little bit of western too, I heard. So maybe I'm thinking of one of John D. MacDonald's like other books. Maybe it's not this series, but yeah, like I said, I clearly don't do enough research before doing these videos, but I knew it was like something around that type of like genre, so I thought it sounded really cool. And like I said, if anyone else has ever read these before, yeah, let me know. Alright, and next up we got is another author that I really want to read more of his stuff, but he kind of puts out like way too many chonkers, and this book is actually not a chonker, which is kind of a surprise to me. That happens to be James Clavell with King Rat. And yeah, this is a part of his the Asian Saga, which is I forget which numbered book this one is, but I do know that this one is about I think this is about people trying to escape from a concentration camp in Japan, if I remember correctly. But yeah, like I said, like I've always wanted to get into this guy's stuff. I still like, obviously I'm going to be reading Shogun at some point in my life, but I definitely will want to try to do it before reading all these other ones though. But yeah, this is one that did interest me for sure. And yeah, like I said, this sounds like something I think I would really like. Alright, next up we got is another classic author, and this one right here is Frank Herbert with The White Plague. very cool cover. I actually really like this cover. I actually found this at a thrift store, and I was all like, ooh, I like never seen this book in the wild before, so that's kind of cool. Also, the picture of Frank Herbert on the back is actually pretty awesome. I love that picture. He has a pretty cool beard, I will say. He actually kind of looks like a president, almost. Like one of like the older ones. Who was it? James Garfield, I think. Yeah, he looks a little bit like him, if I remember. If that's the president I'm thinking of. You know, like, I'm not from America, so, like, I only know, like, shit from what I see from, like, other videos, but... But yeah, from what I remember, like, obviously with the name of this one, you know, it's about a plague that is very deadly, so, you know, it makes me think of the Andromeda Strain, or even The Stand. Well, I don't think it's going to be like The Stand, but, you know, but it does seem like something that will maybe be similar to Andromeda Strain, maybe. But yes, like I said, it was a random find that I thought was, like, pretty cool to pick up. Alright, next one we got here is another thrift store find, and this is another one I was not expecting to find there, and that is, Clive Barker with Weave World, and look at this cover. Isn't that just beautiful and bright? Yeah, it's very, very cool looking. Like, when I saw this on the shelf like this, when I first saw it, I thought it was like a Christmas book, and then when I took it out and I saw Clive Barker's name, I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, he doesn't write Christmas books, and then I saw it, I was like, oh shit, it's this book. So, yeah, you know, I've actually never owned a Clive Barker book before, so this is actually my first one that I actually owned, and you know what, once I ever get around to reading it, this probably will be the first one I will read, because his stuff actually has interested me. I mean, obviously, you know, he was like the creator of Hellraiser, you know, and he also did Eve World, I think it was called, and all that, so... Yeah, no, like, this one is actually kind of a, like, it is horror, but it is also, like, dark fantasy as well. But I think it is more dark fantasy than horror, and, yeah, I'm down for this. Like, this, like I said, not only a beautiful copy, but also, just sounds like a really, beautiful idea for a book. So, yeah, can't wait to get around to this one. Now, this next book here is one that I've been anticipating on wanting to get, but I can just never find a decent copy of it, but I finally did. And that happens to be... Robert McCammon's Swan Song, and the cover art is actually, like, not shitty looking. I mean, it's okay looking, but, you know, it's definitely a lot better than, like, the generic other ones there. And also the condition of it itself is actually really good, too. Like, it doesn't have, like, it's not, like torn up or anything. Because a lot of copies I have seen of this book, they're always, like, really rough looking, which is a shame. But, anyways, though, yes, this is a book that I have been anticipating for good reason, because, you know, I hear a lot of fantastic things about it, and the only Robert McCammon book I've read was Boy's Life, and I absolutely loved it, so I'm sure I would absolutely love this too. So, yeah, yeah, there's a lot of, like, other really cool covers, but they're, like, really hard to find. Like, there's one that was only released in Australia, which I will put a picture up somewhere, and, yeah, that one just looks insane, and I love it. And then, of course, there's the original hardcover, and that shit is, like, almost $1,000, and I'm just like... As much as I love that cover, I don't think it's worth $1,000. I'm sorry, but either way though, like I said, I will read out of this this version whenever I do. Maybe I'll try doing it next year. All right, and next up we got is the very first book in a series that always kind of fascinated me, and that happens to be Jade City by Fonda Lee. This is a part of the Greenbone saga, I believe it's called. And, yes, so this is a, urban fantasy, and also does mix in with some martial arts, and I've heard that it even has a little bit of, like, the Godfather aspects to it, and I'm just like, well, that's really cool. Like, I'm down for that. So, yeah, and the thing that's nice about this, too, is that, there's only 3 books in a series, and sure, like, the books are, like, a little long, but they're not, like, overly long, and the fact there's only 3 of them is nice. It's not like I gotta worry about getting, like 20 books in a series and try to catch up with all that, so, like I said, it's kind of nice. And the next one we got here is another one that I've been anticipating on getting, and I wasn't sure which version I was gonna get of it. Like, I was thinking about getting the manga version of it, but then or the novel one, but then I ended up finding the novel one, so that happens to be Battle Royale from, Koshun Takami. I probably fucked that name up, but either way, yes, Battle Royale, the one that's all about the high school students that are trying to survive and kill each other to the death. Yes, it's like one of those death game show things, the things I really love reading about. And I have seen the movie of this book. In fact, I'm sure a lot of people have seen the movie before. It's pretty well known, especially, I think it was I think it was Quentin Tarantino, I think he made a quote saying that, like, this is a movie that you guys should watch, or some shit like that. I don't know, he knows good, he knows his good stuff, obviously. But, yeah, so obviously I've seen the movie. The movie is really awesome, but also very graphic and crazy. And, of course, I expect the book will, be even more graphic and crazy. And I am all for that. So, yes, pretty excited to get around to this one. Like I said, too, there is a manga version of it as well, but I don't remember if it's, like, in print or not. It might not be, but, like I said, I'm perfectly okay with this. Alright, we have 2 more, novels left, although this one is actually a novel I used to have, but I decided to upgrade my copy, because my other one was, pretty rough, and that is, Isaac Asimov of I, Robot. Also, I really like this cover. I think it's really cool looking. I actually like this cover better than the other one I had, even though the other one I had was still, like, kind of cool looking, but no, I kind of like this one a little more. But, yes, this is a book I actually did read in high school. Not because we had to read it, I just, like, we had to do, like a book report type thing on one, and, like, I didn't know what to pick, and I just saw I, Robot. Is that related to the Will Smith movie? And the teacher was like, oh, yeah, that is. I'm like, oh, well, I'll pick that. And, yeah, I don't really remember much about it outside of it being, like, extremely different, but I do plan on rereading this, though, honestly, it might as well just be a new read, because, like I said, I barely remember it, and because I just really want to just read through it, and, you know, for high school purposes, which is always, like, never as fun compared to reading something that you actually want to read on your own, sort of thing. So I think I probably would enjoy this more, like, reading it as an adult. So, yeah, like I said, it was really just an upgrade copy. Last book here, at least last novel, that is, and this is probably the most random novel that I bought, because, I remember I saw it at the store, I thought the cover looked kind of interesting for a modern novel, and I looked into it, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna take a risk and buy it, because, you know, you never know, maybe I might like it, because I always do like trying to, open up and read new things, because, you know me, I like to read, like, horror and thrillers, and, you know, like, adventure stuff and action, like, that's mostly the stuff that I love, but sometimes I kind of do want to try other different things, because you never know, maybe I might like some of it, and plus it's always good to kind of open your mind to new things. So, this book here is one that, it's pretty popular, is, Sally Rooney's, Intermezzo. Like I said, I thought the cover art was very interesting looking, and the overall, like, packaging of it. Like, I don't know, I just thought it was cool. Then again, I tend to like a lot of, like, chess aesthetics to things. Like, I always, like, for an example, like, you know in the movie with Harry Potter with the chess section, like, I always thought that was, like, the coolest shit ever, just to give you an idea, but yeah, no, so, this book, from what I remember, I know it's about, like, this couple, I think they, like, fall in love, and then, like, one of them, like, dies, and then, of course, like, one of them's, like, a chess player or something. I'm probably, like, saying this is such a, like, I'm probably fucking up the whole, like, thing of this book. I'm sorry. But you know what? Like, this book is, like, very, very popular, so I'm sure you probably have seen it around on the front shelf saying, like, top selling, so, you know, I'm sure you guys have probably heard a lot about it. I don't think you guys need me to like, teach you about it, because obviously I haven't read it yet. But like I said, I wanted to try something new, so, you know, we'll see how it goes. And, you know, if I end up not liking it, well, I guess I can say I tried, right? And I can always just resell it if I want to. Alright, now we're going to be talking about some manga that I picked up, and this first one right here is actually a very interesting one. It's one that I never heard of until I saw it on the shelf, and I thought it looked really cool, and it's actually an all-in-one. That happens to be The Music of Marie by Usamaru Furuya. Yeah, as again, I'm not good at pronouncing Japanese names, but that's okay, I do try. But, yes, so, as you can tell, very, very cool cover. In fact, I'll actually show you, like one of the very early pages in the prologue there, because it's, like, very beautiful. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, like, this is, like, beautiful, beautiful shit. Yeah. I wish I could tell you what this one's about, because I'll be honest, I don't really remember. But I do know that it has to do with, like, some girl getting lost in, like, a crazy psychedelic world or something. It's something to do with that. But, you know, like I said, like, it's pretty short for a manga. Like, there's, like, this is literally the only volume, so you don't get to go out and buy out a bunch of volumes. This is, like, all it is, which is nice. And, yeah, like I said, the artwork looks great. And, yeah, and because it is all in one, I will probably read this, like, very, very soon, once I'm done reading my novel right now. But, like I said, I think it looks really, really cool. And I'll probably talk about it, shortly at my end of the year, video. Alright, and next up we got here is that I got another completed set, and it's one that I've been wanting for a while, and that is, we got the last two big volumes of Drifting Classroom. This is volume 2, and then this one right here is volume 3, and they're pretty big, so, but yeah, these hardcovers are really awesome looking, as you can tell. They're very, very cool looking, just like the other Kazuo Umez books, but yeah, okay, I'm just gonna hold up, like, just number 2, but because, you know, they're kind of heavy. But, yes, this is one that I've had the first volume for a while, just never got around to picking up the others until now. And because now that I had the whole thing, I'm going to be ready to reading this in 2025. And yes, it sounds really awesome. It's basically about, these kids, they go to school, and then they go on a field trip, and then they end up, like, getting transported to a whole other world, and then they have to, like, survive in the other world, because it's, like, a bunch of, like, crazy stuff tries to, like, kill them, sort of thing, and, yeah, it's all about, like, them trying to survive. It's almost, I don't know, if I can kind of think of, like, a good comparison. I guess you could say it's sort of like Lord of the Flies, but, you know, on acid. I guess that's a good way I can saying it there, but yeah, no, it sounds really awesome. I've heard, like, amazing things about it, and yeah, I'm definitely excited. Plus, I really do love Kazuo Umez, and it's a shame that he actually died, like, not that long ago. Like, I think it was a couple months ago he did, and yeah, really shame. But then again, he lived a, like really long time. Like, I think he was, like, almost 100, or, like, almost 90 or something. Yeah, he was really old, but man, he's a legend for a good reason. Alright, and next up we got is another one that I completed a set finally, and that is Innocent from Shinichi Sakamoto. Is that right? Yeah, Shinichi Sakamoto. Okay, I thought I was like, wait, is it Sakamoto Shinichi? I was like, no, that doesn't sound right in my head. But, anyways, yeah, this is the final volume of the Omnibus edition of Innocence, and, man, I really love that first volume a lot, so I am excited to get to this too. In fact, this will be another one that I will hopefully try to get to in either like early 2025, or hell, maybe once I'm done reading Music of Marie, maybe I might go back and try to get through this, and yeah, it'll be fun. This will actually be one that I think I might actually do like a single review for, depending on how things go, but yeah, either way though, this shit is like fucking crazy. I know I've talked about it in my book tour video. I talked about, like, what it was all about. So if you've seen that video, then, you know, you kind of know. And I'll be honest, I just don't feel like I'm redoing, like, all that again. But like I said, I probably will do a single, like, review on, like, the whole series once I finish reading it. But, yeah. Love the art style in here. Definitely one of my all-time favorites, for sure. Alright, 2 more different series left, and this one is the last 2 volumes so far of one that I've read a little bit of, and I really enjoyed it, and that is Die Dark, where this is volume 6, and then we got volume 7, where, yeah, I actually like that they're all, like, different colors on the spine. I think that's cool. They actually look kind of nice together when you put them together, but, yes, this is from Q Hayashida. Probably didn't say that right either, but yeah, Q. Yeah, she is known for making another series, which I will talk about in a sec, but yes, Die Dark is actually really fun from what I've read of it. It's kind of takes place in like psychedelic outer space, where like the skeleton dude here, he's like on the run because everyone is trying to kill him, because apparently his bones are made of a material where people can like use that material to, like, make a wish to, like, you know, do all these, like, kind of crazy things. It's really awesome. And it actually has, like, a really cool aesthetics, because, like I said, it looks very, like, skeleton Halloween-like, which is great. And also, the series actually has quite a lot of, like, funny things that definitely made me laugh a lot, at least for me personally. But, yeah, I'm excited to get through more of this series, because, like I said, from the first 4 volumes I read, I thought it was very, very fun. Alright, as for the final one that I got here, and this is actually another one that Q also made, and that's actually her most popular one, and that is Dorohedoro. I got the first 2 volumes, and I haven't read this one yet, but once I get more of them, I definitely will, because this is another one that I've heard a lot of really awesome things about, and I think I would definitely like it. Like, if I really like Die Dark as much as I do, I'm sure I would really love this too. And, yeah, as again, like, this is another series that kind of has some, like, you know, like, dark and, like, creepy-looking, like, aesthetics to it, which I really like. And, there's also, like, quite a bit of volumes in this one. I think there's, like, over 20 of them, which is, Yeah, quite a bit, but, you know, I'll get there eventually. But, yeah, I finally found these, because I, like, almost every single Indigo that I've been to, like, I never see any of these. Or if I do, they're all, like, you know, the way later ones. They never have any of the earlier ones, so I just never got around to actually buying them. But, yes, I'm definitely really excited to get through these, because I've heard it's just really, really good. And I think the anime is finally getting a season 2. I've never seen the anime for it, but I think I might just stick with the manga, since, you know, I've already got, like, the first 2, so why not just stick with it? And that will be it for this little upload of a book haul here. Like I said, I wish I could talk more about these books, but, you know, it's kind of hard to talk about a book that you haven't read yet. But, as always, you know, feel free to let me know if you read any of these, or if there's any other ones you want to recommend to me that are similar to these. Like, you know, feel free. I am always open to new things. Like I said, like, I picked up that frickin', like, Sally Rooney book that I literally have no idea what it's about. So, you know, like I said, I'm open to a lot of things. And, you know, like I said, I am going to be working on more content soon. I got 2 of them already planned. Well, 3 technically, if we count the end of the year wrap-up. I will definitely be doing that probably around, like, the end of December. So, with that being said, thanks for watching and commenting, and have yourselves a great day.